We are live
Hello,
with
everybody.
Diana, and I'm Valerie, and this is Illumination Portal. I always forget to say these things. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm Valerie, and this is Illumination Portal. And you think I'd shut my phone off? Anyway, um, welcome to the new moon, second new moon of December, new moon in Capricorn. It's a black moon, which is more about, this moon is more about us, but let's back up for a minute and say hi to everybody. Rooted Willow Readings is here. Bora Bora, hello. Kimby, hello. Annie Bear, hello. And anyone else that's popping in,
Annie.
we
Read
are very
Willow.
grateful to see you. Hi, Millie. And Viviani's here. Hi.
Millie.
It's good to see
Viviani.
everybody. I was kind of struggling today, having one of those, I don't know, one of those days. But as soon as I get around you guys, I feel so much better. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Diana, for being here.
Ah, glad to see you, my friend.
Okay. No, we haven't seen each
Like
other at
it's
all.
the holidays. I feel like we haven't played in days.
No.
Can
Hi,
you play
Maria. Hi,
cutouts? Let's get our
Portugal.
cutouts out.
Hi,
Cut that
Carolina.
out and cut this out.
Hi, Rossi. Wow, there's just yeah, holidays are a whole nother level, right? And it starts out, well, we're in Sagittarius when the holidays are here, and then we get real serious.
Right?
On Christmas, it's in Capricorn. Well, the solstice, it's Capricorn. So you get real, you got to get things done. There's a certain way you do things, and that's the Capricorn way. It's our structure. It's your think of it like your skeletal system. But with this being the second new moon of December, a black moon, and it's the last new moon of 2024. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Next day is, of course, New Year's Day.
Excuse me.
God bless you. We have a huge week. Well, Diana and I like to do this in bite-sized pieces because there is so much coming up this
Oh,
year. These next 2 years are unprecedented, like not seen in astrology before, like thousands of years. Hi, Sal. So,
yay!
so as we
Yeah, let's howl at the missing moon.
right, as we go into this energy, this new year, it is still about us um, preparing our foundation. If you already are doing what you love and you know what you want and you're going for it, that where you're following your heart, that's the way to be. The outside world's going to be really we can already see it's already lit and it's just going to stay that way. But to back it up just a little further, yesterday we had Chiron come out of retrograde, station direct. He's in air.
Yay! I'm so glad.
Me
I'm so
too.
glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Well,
I'm
this here,
glad.
Aries, and it's a personal wound because
Yeah.
he's in Aries. Now, he's the wounded healer, Chiron, but you also find the remedy in Chiron the more you work on your wound. Now, he was retrograde for 95 days at 19 degrees. Why do I say that? If you, I don't know about y'all, but since September, I've been I've been being like tumbled, polished, like how they polish stones, they put them in those tumblers. That's what I felt like I've been in. It's just crazy.
Well,
It started with the cosmic washing machine and then it got worse.
yeah, because then you got to put it in a dryer.
It's been so we come now he just so we might not be aware of what that is as of yet, but we made some progress on that deep wound. We brought in some ointment, some remedy for that deep wound. Now, like I said, it might not be obvious that he's stationed direct. He's not moved. It's going to take him a minute to start moving forward. The thing is, also with that Chiron, is in the United States Sibley chart, United States birth chart. We're at a Chiron return. Would we say that was the sixth one or the fourth one? I can't remember.
Oh,
And at 20 degrees. So we're watching our nation play out its deepest wound, which is affecting the world. Now, Chiron doesn't leave Aries until fully until early 2027. So as we are, like, I know I've done a lot of healing in those last 95 days.
oh,
I had no idea it was coming in. I had no idea. Hi, Amanda Carroll. Um, but I'm sure we could all think of these last 95 days, and we've really had to go through like it was a rebirth, a transformation. Something deep was going on within us individually, and not to mention what's going on the outside world. So I just wanted to bring that up so everybody understands where we are. Yes, we're coming into more clarity, but it's not fast clarity, and it's still more of along the lines. The guidance I'm getting is that it is stay in focus, and make sure your foundation is solid. What does that mean? You're in unconditional love and truth. You're authentic. You lead with your heart. You speak with your heart, and it's not easy all the time. I probably once a day go, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing here? Excuse my language, but there it is. So
oops, there it is. Oops, there it is.
it's getting easier to do, right? Anywhere it really is. It was a transformation, can be. It is not.
Well, we
I
have
mean,
that Mars and Pluto opposition going on right now, but they're co-rulers of
and,
Scorpio,
and
and they're in Mars is in Leo, and Pluto is in Aquarius, and this is it. It's not about fighting yourself. It's about being prepared to fight for each other.
well, that Pluto and Aquarius is wants to bring in that integrity and authenticity, right? And it's collective, and that Mars in Leo, which is retrograde, is trying to understand what Mars isn't usually connected to his heart, Leo's heart. Leo is, are you going to be for real in your heart? Or are you going to play this phony outside
This
thing
is the
going on?
solidification of that integrity that you're talking about.
Right.
So
Yeah.
while Mars is retrograde, he's discovering what it is that is really being felt.
Yes.
Because at only 2 degrees, he's not going to be in Leo for long. He's going to go into, oops, there it is. Oops, there it is, as he's backing up before he goes forward. And this is another 7
Going
months,
into Cancer. Yeah.
you know,
Whole nother level.
mm, mm, mm.
Mars doesn't want to feel his
We
feelings,
gotta get
or
out of this place.
know
If
where
it's the
what his
last
heart
thing
wants.
we ever do.
And
Sorry.
no, it's okay. It's challenging for Mars, right? And Pluto's stronger than Mars, and even though they're co-rulers of Scorpio, he's kind of putting that pressure on. Are you going to get an integrity? Are you going to be real about your feelings, real about what your heart wants, real about who you are, and take action on that eventually? Now it's not time because, of course, he's retrograde, but that's going to be exact on the third when Mercury comes out of shadow. But that's the second Mars Pluto opposition. The third one will be the same too. Pluto in Aquarius, Mars in Leo, but they'll both be direct. But that won't be till I'm sorry, April 29th. So there's a lot, and to me, that's more discussing, even though it's personal on some levels, it depends on what we're struggling with, definitely, but definitely that external world is feeling that opposition, that pull? Are we going to collectively go in our heart and really have a society based in truth and integrity and authenticity, or are we going to still and this is really the crux of it all. This is the demarcation point to me. This new moon, this last new moon in 2024, closing down 26,000 year cycle, because we're coming into something new, but we have no idea what that is because we're the ones who are creating it. And until we're good and solid within ourselves and our foundation, what are we creating? What is it that matters? We each are individuals and different things matter to us, but um, going forward, we're the ones creating a whole new world, the new era. This is our time, but we're still unhooking from all the societal constructs and you know this is the only way to be. It was very it was very, you were very boxed in, with religion and politics, and you have to be this certain way and that certain way. Well, that's gone by the wayside, but a lot of people haven't don't know how to let go of that and create something new. And this is where these next 2 years come in, where it's like, what are we really gonna create? Go ahead, sorry.
Well, no, that's fine, because it's right along with what I'm thinking. Venus is in Aquarius, and she's at 26 degrees. And on March 27th, she's going to go into Pisces. And when she goes into Pisces, in a couple of days, she'll be on Regulus, the fixed star Regulus. That's Fomalhaut. And I'm sorry, I said Regulus. It's the fixed star Fomalhaut.
Yeah.
And that Fomalhaut represents where the light comes in. Now, she moves a whole lot faster than Saturn. Saturn is not leaving the boundaries of Pisces, and he's going to go retrograde. So she's going to far surpass him. She's going to go past Neptune, and Neptune's going to dip his toe ever so briefly into Aries and then go retrograde again himself and back into Pisces. So she's going to go over them. So the light is going to come in, but we still have to wait for the seasons of the years to pass. If we look, even if we just take the witch's calendar and look at that, we've got to go through in bulk. We've got to get to Ostara. When we get to Ostara, that's more in line with the time that Venus is going into Pisces and bringing us the light. And if you think about that, Ostara is also Easter, and it is March 27th that she's destined to go into Pisces. So once she gets into that degree, she's going to be within the power grasp of that 4 degrees of Fomalhaut, and she is going to help us personally decide what it is we still need that is going to keep our foundation strong.
Right. Well, and that's the Pisces, right? There's that vastness. You use your imagination there.
It's
right?
Venus in the Pisces on the fixed star Fomalhaut.
Right. And we're going to have Neptune, Saturn.
Where are you? I can't see you in that smudge.
Yeah. I just lit it up. I'm probably going to set off the darn alarm in here. In fact, let me go do that. Let me go fix that real quick. Hold on.
Oh, you know how it goes. And I'm hoping that everyone has had a great Yule season up until now. And here we are at the brink of
a new year.
What did I say earlier? We're at the brink of, I don't know. We're on the brink of 2025. There's no doubt about it. But we're on the brink of knowing the answer.
That and as we're learning more of the truth, hi Joe G, hi PG, and hi Liz and nice to see everybody. As we're learning the truth, now the truth, going to come out, Things are coming out. Things are going to, a lot of truths are going to come out, though, how our government is run. A lot of that kind of stuff is, and that's where we come in, because as we close down those old cycles where, um, it's not two government, it's not two justice systems, now that's going to take a little bit of time. But I think once we decide as a collective to go forward on these things, as this year unfolds, the nodes change. We have four outer planets changing signs. Diana just did a show with Marina on Uranus, going when Uranus is in Taurus right now, but it's going to change into Gemini later on this year. And that's a two-part show already, and they have to do a third part. And that's just one of these planets. This is a huge energy coming through for humanity,
Well,
for our new era to be created.
The shows that Marina and I are doing are actually comparing the War of 1812 to World War II to the present day and what's going on. War of 1812 really comes into play. If you don't know the history of that, you can go watch the show, or even just Wikipedia. It is, I mean, it's what we see going on, right down to AI, because it was phony letters that were being written. Can you imagine how long it took for those fake letters to get over here to cause the issues, because there were embargoes and ships couldn't leave. If they were US bound or US ships, they were not allowed to leave France or Britain, and they weren't allowed to go from here. So I mean, there's just such a comparison between the War of 1812 and now.
And there's going to be a lot of those comparisons. I mean, the U.S. birth chart is got a lot of things lit up. I mean, it did the Pluto Capricorn thing. Now we're in Pluto and Aquarius, and it's going to go into go into Uranus' sign. It is dealing with Chiron in America's birth chart, and right on that degree. We're a degree away. At 20 degrees, it'll be exact. But once he goes past this 19 and 20, he doesn't come back over it. So that's a good thing. But these things take time. Like all these outer planets, these just slow, it takes Chiron 50 years, 51 years to go around the sun. Things are, oh goodness. I said, goodness, I wonder how many, 54, 5 times. So I guess this is America's 5th Chiron return. So you got to think about it every time a war has gone on, or some kind of upheaval has gone on. That's usually in play. But going back to us individually, and this moon, because this is excellent. What we always say: write down what you want to release, burn that, or rip it up. Write your intentions. Now, tomorrow we got New Year's resolutions. I don't know. To me, they're kind of interchangeable, the same thing. I'm doing both, but definitely I made a grid. I made a new grid for going into the new year, ending with this moon. Blowing the cinnamon in your door. I mean, there's a million different things that you can do to call and speak it into existence, what it is that you want to create going forward. We're all in these, well, let's say this, since 2020, since the pandemic, there hasn't been a new year where it was a time to make intentions and to do your resolutions, because nothing was moving. This happens to be very powerful because this Capricorn new moon is here, where we're planting seeds on how to create the world that we want to create individually. So I had wrote down, it's a long-term dream. It's a long game. Capricorn's methodical. He can go. Very responsible on the higher end of Capricorn, mature, thinks things out, weighs things out, doesn't doesn't jump the gun, doesn't speak too soon, very calculated. And we all have Capricorn in our chart. We all have all these signs and planets in our charts. It's just a matter of finding out where you have Capricorn in what house. And don't forget, Diana and I both do charts. If we do them together, we do them separate. The information's down below if you'd like to have a reading. But this is like, the more, and if you think about since 2020 till now, how much we have released, how much we have grown. I mean, we've had to go through some crazy things as a society that, not every generation does. Not everybody goes through a pandemic. Not everybody goes through an orange menace presidency. I mean, there's just so many things. I don't even know
Not
what
just
to
once,
call.
but twice.
Well, not yet. It's not happened yet.
Wait to see. Exactly. They just said, wait to see.
Yeah.
Well, another thing that we can look forward to is Jupiter going direct on February 4th, but he will be down at 11 degrees of Gemini.
Yeah,
so he will be within the pole of the silver portal, the fixed star Aldebaran. The silver portal is where life comes in. So in February, we're going to be coming back to life. We're going to feel something again. Right now, we're still in numb over all that's happened and how strange this all is. And
we are.
Right. And now he's going to station and stay there for a couple of days at that 11 degrees. So this is being able to get in touch with the new things that you want to see coming in for your own personal life before he begins to go forward. And at 11 degrees, that means he's still got the whole sign of Gemini to go through. So he's going to be in Gemini for a while because he spends about a year in each sign.
Jupiter will go into Cancer on June 9th. And that's about when things start to be
That's my birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
And that's when things get to become a little bit more okay. We have a lot of answers by June 9th. We have a lot of we've received a lot of guidance, because we got eclipse coming up now. And let me say this. This is the third. Today's a new moon in Capricorn at 9 degrees. There's 6 in a row. This is the third one. So we're kind of in the middle. The last one is on the eclipse when we get to March. So there's something connected with that 9 degree and this eclipse. It's 6 months of 6 new moons of an eclipse. So what that is.
Oh, that's just code working for us.
I know, Tess. That's what I was thinking earlier. I mean, we got so much. I mean, just look at that 6-9. But
thank you, Sally.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Sally. We have Uranus going into Gemini on July 7th, Jupiter going into Cancer June 9th, Diana's birthday. Neptune goes into Aries March 30th, goes back out though. And Saturn goes into Aries May 25th. Pluto in Aquarius was on November 19th. And the nodes change on 1/11, and Diana and I will be here for that. And on 1/13 is the full moon in Cancer.
What's the date for Uranus egress into Gemini?
July 7th.
Oh, he'll finally. God, he's been on my Mars for so long.
Really? I have Pluto sitting on my right before my ascendant. So it's just sitting in my.
You know what I mean. Then you know what I mean.
Yeah, I did. I'm just
no action, Jackson.
No, it's been years. I'm just like, come on. But we all have something in our chart that is really, it's purging out everything so we can find out who we are. It's like, you're the pressure of a diamond. Who are you after all that? All of this release, and it's just not been the last 4 years, but the last 4 years have been intensified. This has been going on for 20, 30 years, most of our lives on some level. So here we have been prepared. I want to say it like this: these last 4 years till now, going into 2025 in 2 days, we've been prepared to create a solid foundation within ourselves where we are no longer afraid to be who we are. I know I did not speak of myself like this in a psychic astrologer out loud in public before uh, COVID, before the pandemic. It just wasn't something you talked about with people, and I didn't know very many people like me until I got online, and look, we all met each other. It's a beautiful thing. But now, look, how many shows have we watched? How many chats are we in? We are not afraid to be who we are.
Right.
We're strong, and that Capricorn new moon is really helping us strengthen even more as we prepare to go into the next year. This is
Yeah.
seriously a big time for us because, again, like I said, we're the ones recreating this society we live in. That old structures just don't work anymore, and we can see it all crumbling around us. It's just kind of, but it's like in suspended animation. It's kind of just sitting there waiting. We all know it's going to drop somewhere, somehow, right? And and the stronger we are within ourselves, we can handle those changes that are going to occur in our outside worlds. Don't you think, Dana?
Oh yeah. You said it all.
I sit here and don't say anything for days. I get on here and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and yesterday also, excuse me, not only did Chiron station direct, Pluto moved to 1 degree. We'll never be back to 0 degree for another 248 years. So
Yay!
that's powerful because here we got out of that zero. Zero is a critical degree. That's a wizard in the making. Or are you a wizard? Or do have you followed your guidance? Those 29 and zeros to me are wizard degrees, but it's a lot of challenges to get to that status, right? Hi, Angela's here. Hi, nice to see you. How are you feeling? Aw, it's good to
Yay,
see you.
Millie. Millie says she has a June 11th daughter. Joe
No,
G, I hope you're feeling better. I don't know why you were crying, but I can relate because crying is a good way to cleanse. It's another way of
it,
smudging.
it's just kind of just constant crying since September for me, like on and on, like just anything. When you see the cat commercials, or I don't even watch TV, but you know what I'm saying. You just see
Yeah.
something that triggers you like that, and you're just like, oh my god, and it's hi Perrette, good to see you too. Oh my goodness, yeah, we
Well,
got
you're
that.
right. COVID did change the world.
Oh my God, everything. And we didn't realize how much we were changing in that, as that was occurring. And here we are for going on 5 years later. And
Oh, I
that
know.
the thing about this new moon, though, it had Pale Athena at 11 degrees. Now
Yes.
the moon was at 9. Pale Athena is bringing in that higher wisdom. Okay, we already got wisdom from Capricorns, cardinal sign, gets things done. I mean,
Well,
pretty much you can see Capricorn ruled by Saturn. We want to go take it to the dark side, the CEOs, the oligarch on one hand, but
right.
there's a balance there. Go ahead.
With the sun and the moon at 9 degrees, it is conjunct another fixed star, Antares. And
In
then Terrace
Capricorn?
is the way out.
I thought that was not. Is that 9 degrees Capricorn in Taurus?
No, I'm sorry. I said conjunct. I meant to say parallel,
Oh, okay.
which might as well be conjunct. They can see each other. They're at 9 degrees each. They're parallel. They're the bookends, right? So in that, this is us being able to get in touch with the things of the past that no longer serve our purpose. Seriously, I know I say the same thing about the South Node. That's true. The anti-vertex, that's true. That's what those represent. But each one has a different detail to show you. This one is showing you all the stuff in the basement that you're tripping over that you really, it's served its purpose. You loved it. You held on to it because of that. If nobody in your family wants it, somebody else is your family. And that somebody else needs it or wants it, or it's their turn to enjoy it. So it's, off to Salvation Army we go, or whomever you donate to. And this is the perfect time. This black moon, we're going to be under this kind of an influence for 3 days, especially at 9 degrees. We know he's not leaving Capricorn very quickly here. He's got
Wait.
another day and a half.
Oh, the moon, yeah. And Pholus is at 9 degrees. Where
I don't have Pholus in this app. It's not available to me, so I didn't even think of him.
Is another asteroid, and I heard look it up. Look up what Pholus means in the Capricorn, and it said the lid coming off.
The lid's coming off.
That's what I just
The
said.
lid's
So I'm
coming
trying
off
to.
Pholus all the time, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Not only did you burn the rice, but the whole pressure cooker exploded.
So, to me, that again is indicating more about the external world, because most of us here are, we're higher consciousness, on a higher consciousness path, right? And we're pretty much aware of what we've been through and what's going on. Even if we might, none of us know everything, and our guidance is, as long as we're following our guidance, our heart, we're being assisted on the journey. The minute we don't listen to the guidance is when we get into issues. And from, even though I know most of us here are doing that, we can look out into the world and we can see who's not following their guidance. They can't even hear their guidance. They don't even know they have guidance, and that's kind of the reason why there are those light workers, love workers, energy workers like us on this front line coming in to make that, as we hold that space, right, for them to awaken or to realize that they are more than what they've been taught, that we're here to help create this new world together, right? I don't know. It's going to look different for all of us going forward.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It is so intense. It's a lot going on. We got going.
Shipped a box out today to my kids, the last batch of Christmas cookies, and I didn't have a box big enough to send my other kids out. And this package went to LA, like the one last week went to LA. And they're basically the same size. And I had the guy double box what I'd already packed up, so that because I was worried about things on the bottom. There was a big porcelain cookie plate in there, and I was worried about it breaking from the impact, because of course that one's on the bottom. So I just wanted the extra protection. And so last week it cost me $50 to send it to LA. Today, same size box, all packed up, no double packing, $69. And he told me that if I'd have sent it through the post office, it would have cost $100. And I go to this little shop all the time because I just like to see him stay in business. and they're nice, and there's never a long line, and all that business behind it. And you have a choice, post office or UPS.
Right.
And if you can't, and he'll pack it for you without getting stuff lost, like if
Yeah.
you went to UPS. So
It's very
at any
expensive.
rate, then he said, just wait till February if all this crap hits the fan. You can't afford to help anybody out by sending them gifts. You can't afford to send gifts at the holidays because that's half the cost of your little whatnots in a box.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they trying to
They
lock us
want
into
you.
Amazon even more,
They want
or
you. Well,
or
that's what they want you to do. Be
buy
on
online?
Amazon.
Buy
Yeah.
online,
Yeah.
that's expensive. They say free shipping if you spend X amount of dollars because they've already included the price of the shipping in that X amount of dollars.
Right.
They're just telling you, you think you're getting more product, but they didn't pay nothing for the product to begin with. It's still the same old cat and mouse game. So those are the kinds of things that when we're looking at this Antares at 9 degrees, who's looking over there at the old foundation in Capricorn at 9 degrees, and he's saying, hey, you guys, there is a better way. Throw that out. Stock up on beans.
Yeah, and we're the ones, a lot of we're the ones showing the better way. A lot. Well, I'm not just us. If you notice, little kids, they're so brilliant, right? You see
Yeah.
them, they got some brilliant ideas coming up, right? But they're connected to their heart. It's most of us connected to the heart are going to finally be heard, I would say, going forward. That's how I'm seeing it play out. This is closing down. 26,000 years is going away. It was a very intense, uh,
Yeah.
we were enslaved most of that time. If you weren't in the top 3%, pretty much across the board for 26,000 years, that's where you were.
Now, this is how
Nobody was
my,
really free.
I have to tell everybody here, this is how my dream world, vision world works. I know that that poster behind Valerie is not what it looks like to me right now. Right now, I am seeing the original movie Metropolis. If you've never seen the original, it's a silent movie. It's worth trying to find it and watch it. And it is the face of the alter ego in Metropolis. And I don't know if anybody else can see it, but it's like the almost a gaunt skeleton, and her head is cocked to the side, laying down, and it looks like there's lights and all kinds of things, like she's robotic. Now I know that's not what that picture is.
But it looks like it. It's reminding you of it. That's okay.
Okay, now that I got to draw because watch that show up in my dreams tonight. Like yesterday, a friend of ours went to see what's it called? Oh my gosh. Uh, the Bob Dylan movie that's 2.5 hours long. It's about his life. She was raving all over the place, and I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. And so last night, my dreams had him in it. And when I woke up this morning, the ceiling, instead of having the grids that you've heard me talk about before, it was like a gray sky, but definitely the flat dimension of a ceiling. And I had been messing with some kind of a tar substance in my dream. And when I opened my eyes, this tar had formed two hearts, one upside down from the other, the mirror image type, and then all this vine stuff growing around it. And on my finger was tar. And so when I started to draw the dream this morning, and then had to stop because I had another rabbit hole to go down, I taped them. I scraped it off of my thumb. Whoop, where'd it go? Scraped it off of my thumb. Oh, for God's sakes. and taped it to the book, because you can't make this stuff up.
You really
Where
can't.
did that come from? I washed my hands before I went to bed because I put junk on my face. Where did that come from?
Well, okay, so and there's a really good point that you're bringing up. Okay, you happen to have the veil is absolutely getting thinner and thinner, and those willing to just to work with their gods, to work with their dreams, or to work with a certain uh, angel or archangel or something, it is available to us. Diana consistently has these dreams and consistently keep, I mean, how long have you been writing in dream journals?
Oh my
Probably your
God.
whole life, right? So
Yeah.
she's really
I've thrown some
adept.
away.
Yeah,
When I
she's
was moving, I was about to do the same thing, and my neighbor, a Capricorn who I least expected to say this to me, said, "Don't you dare throw those away. That's the story of your life." I said,
right.
"Who's going to want to read that?" He said, "Well, I will." I said, "Well, you can't have them till I die, but okay."
But and look at that. Look what you know that's becoming a wizard. That's becoming adept at something. By doing it day in day out and making it a point.
You make me feel great, wonderful. Thank you so much.
And we all have something in us that there's something consistent that we enjoy doing that we really connect with. Whether like I said, whoever uh, that guide is, or that dragon is, or that angel is, and maybe all of them at different times. Like Dinah sees all kinds of different, has conversations, learns things, remembers things in detail. I don't dream, so I don't have any of that. I asked them to stop my dreams because they were all nightmares for most of my life. So I had enough anyway. But I know I
I
was getting
yeah,
messages, you know.
I still
And
have those too, but not very often. Most of my dreams have messages, or I
yeah,
know that, I mean, that was the dream I had, that took me down these other rabbit holes on the shows that I'm doing with Marina on the history of comparing World War 1812 to World War II, and FDR and Hitler and Mussolini, because they all died in 1945, all in the month of April. So, everything was in alignment, particularly between Hitler and Mussolini. But FDR died early in the month on the 12th. So it was those two died. The last two died. The sun was in Taurus, but the sun was in Aries when FDR died. And most people didn't even know that he was wheelchair bound till his passing.
right.
So at any rate, what I was about to say was Merlin, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was on a dream. It was very lucid. I was in Merlin's capsule, and his capsule looks like the crystal house that Merlin had. And it was lucid. It wasn't like all my dreams. Sometimes you're sleeping, but you're having this dream. This was lucid. I was very aware of all these charts in this the paper, not just paper, but old skins, because he took me to a spaceship on which we landed. It was very large, and inside were the four wise men: Balthasar, Caspar, Melchior, and Antiban. And Antiban was not at the birth. He didn't make it. He gave all of his riches away to people who were in need, but he was at the crucifixion. Now, that's a story that's been elaborated on by Van Dyck back in, I don't know exactly what year it was when he wrote the book. It was the end of the 1800s. I don't think he lived far into the 1900s, so it had to be early. But one way or the other, there is a tale, an old tale about this. And Van Dyck wrote the whole story rather than the dribble drabble in history books or in the Bible. So, at any rate, they were astrologers, and Merlin taking me to see them, and them showing me old lambskin charts, not the usual paper, not even papyrus, but old skins. And they were showing me particularly the fixed stars, and that was what is important to be looking at when you're comparing things like such
Mhm.
as war and those three passing. And what I was searching for was this their beam me up Scotty moment. And because why would all three of them go at the same time? They were certainly born close to each other. FDR is 82, Mussolini's 83, and Hitler was 89. So they still didn't have all the same factors at birth. There were years between them, but they all went the same month, the same year. After the war, they were here, they did their part. So we have to look at these things, not because we're looking for our checkout point, but we're looking for the points where we can let go of stuff.
This is one of them right
Right.
now. Let it
Right.
go. And we're going to see more of what Diana was just discussing with prominent figures. Look, we've already seen, um, God bless Jimmy Carter. What a good man, you know. There's,
Oh, yes.
think about that. That's that kind of, as we're closing down this cycle and this year, that just really touched me yesterday when I heard it. And then I was doing the charts, and Chiron was going direct as Pluto was going to 1 degree, and Pluto is in sextile with the north node and a trine with the south node. So that's good energy. That's good. Uh, it's not a square, right? The last moon we had a lot of squares, and we were just like, we got to go through these next 2 weeks with all these squares. That's all there was to it. Um, but we knew that
Joji's,
this was coming.
Joji's talking about Folis here, and she's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
Well, I was Kim B. Venus 29 degrees in what sign? And Joji has Pholus in the sun, 9 degrees. Is that what you said?
Where?
Joji, I think, said she had Pholus was a wise centaur, friend of Hercules. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yep, yep.
I didn't see that she had posted where it was in her chart.
Yeah, she has, yes, tower moments. That's why the lid's coming off. Yeah. Usually, Pholus and Chiron, you know, stuff, but it's stuff you grow through, but it's not easy to grow through, right? At all. Hi, Leah. Hi, Heavenly Blessed, honey. I believe it's up
Sure.
here. But can you imagine having that? If that's in Joe G's chart right now, where the sun and Pholus are both at 9 degrees. Wow. Wow. In Capricorn. Because I mean that's where they are. And that's powerful. But it's also helping us, that Pholus is helping us clear the crap. But Capricorn doesn't want the crap. They don't want to hear no drama. They don't want to hear the latest gossip. They want to systematically get their work done, right? Because you're taking your inspiration, your imagination, the stuff that comes into you, and you making it physical. You make it, it's an earth sign. You're making it physical on
Oh,
this plane of existence,
what
So,
Pholus is the transiting Pholus is conjunct her sun
oh, wow.
in her birth chart.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, I have an
That would
apology.
be, that would be her 9 degrees Capricorn, right?
Yeah, that's what she says.
Okay. 11 degree Libra rising. See. Hi, Jenny. New moon madness in your world. I forgot.
Jenny, Jenny, Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny, 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 won't you take a ride with me? Jenny, Jenny,
Yeah.
won't
See, she
you?
has the sun and man. What have you been going through? Just out of curiosity. Well, you did say that your nephew's not doing good, and send him healing blessings. I hope he recovers.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy. My mom's got stuff going on right now. So many of us are, and that's kind of another thing. Capricorn
There.
is the skeletal system, the physical body. And if you're
Yes.
hurting, there's something that needs to be released out of you to free you up. And I know that sounds, uh,
Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
a doctor, but I have physically
But I
gone
picked
through
one
this
on
stuff
tonight.
for 30 years. And every time pain comes in, I know it because my Capricorn's in the 12th house. I mean, anyway,
There's there. It's it. We also
wow,
you
43
must
see?
try to track the solar flares, the geomagnetic storms, the activity, the
Human,
plasma when
human.
it is released, when it hits the earth. You need to be cognizant and track that to understand some of what is going on in your body, because we are earthlings and it is coming at us, whether it's bouncing off another planet and coming in our direction or coming directly from the sun in our direction. These are unprecedented times for ultraviolet radiation as well. And what we were once used to, those of you who could take it, I have never been able to take it because of the type of autoimmune that likes to hang out with me. And I'm not particularly fond of it, but it doesn't seem to, it's had I've had very many good years. But right now, because we are in this maximum cycle 25, that's not going to end until February 2026, there's things that you can do to help yourself through this. And it is wear sunblock. And there are plenty of natural zinc sunblocks out there, but you definitely have to apply them more often. And avoid
Everything,
intense hours of sunlight exposure,
right.
particularly as we're in when we get into the summer months. And ultraviolet is not blocked by windows, nor is it blocked by gray skies. So don't fool yourself. It still penetrates. You even on a gray shady day, you need to wear some sunblock.
And we all individually go through things, like
Yeah.
I got to the point where I didn't think the last solar cycle, 24, I thought I was literally dying. And I mean, that went on for years. It's not funny for any of us. I know a lot of us here have gone through it. We know people going through a lot of physical pain. Diana's, sun sensitive, her autoimmune thing going on. It's not easy, but as the sun, what this is what I was given in the last solar cycle from my guides. As the sun comes in and blows through us, plasma blows through us,
They
it
got it.
removes the density, the trauma, the pain, the blocks. I didn't know that until like the end of the last cycle, and still though, but I stayed on it. I knew when every solar flare was hitting. I knew every time a CME was coming. The Schumann resonance. We're all frequency. We're all energy, and that's what's really going on here. Is that's the sun is helping us strip away what isn't authentic, and that's within us and that's outside of us. And as it does that, that raises the frequency for all of us to raise up into a higher vibration of that unconditional love and truth and authenticity. And that's the goal, but think of 26,000 years. I don't know how many times I've been here in 26,000 years, or Diana has, but there's been a lot of pain and trauma that needs to be released out of Mother Earth on as well, and all life on her. So it's intense, and and Diane and I were talking, we're probably going to have to come on a little bit more frequently because there's so many massive things going on. That Mars Pluto opposition on the 3rd, that's Friday. I'd say from now until about next Monday, Tuesday, stay neutral. Don't get sucked into anything. There may be triggering things in the news. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Mhm.
And there's going to be a lot of upheaval over that. And
Give yourself this whole week. It's still Christmas. Little Christmas is on January 6th. That's the Feast of the Epiphany. Bingo. We can have our own private epiphany,
I
like our
like
own
that.
private Idaho.
I was just singing that. I was like, oh, my own private auto. But
So,
it's the truth.
exactly.
Yeah, we got to go. And then, as that's actually the 6th, then the 11th, we have the nodes are changing. Huge. That's big. Pisces is going to be at the North Node. Okay, there's going to be a lot of Pisces activity going on March, April. There's a big like pile up there where we're going to. It's almost like spirit saying, "Okay, now really get into creating, using your imagination. What is that thing you want to create? What is that thing you want to be? You want to feel? You want to do? You know, that's going to
Well,
be."
and then you watch when all of that Pisces season comes in, the dynamics between Fomalhaut and Regulus. Regulus is about leadership and kings and queens, and that's 0 degrees of Virgo. So that is Pisces and Virgo axis, and that's where we have the nose going in, and all of that is going to be lit up when all of this, well, it won't be lit up when they egress into that axis, because remember, the nodes move in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but that's the cool thing, right? Because that Aries North Node right now is about to cross over, the and now it's going backwards, Neptune and Pisces. To me,
Right.
that's where we that's where we're really entering into that new era as soon as
Right.
that cross happens, which is about, uh, by the end of the month. So there's
They go clockwise. Everything
yeah,
else goes counterclockwise.
and it's going to be, it's an interesting month. I used to not like, well, I shouldn't say I didn't like January. I always worked a lot. You always, when you're a bartender, you work every holiday, so it's not
Yeah.
like you get to go out. You're just there and you're doing your thing.
Well,
So
and January, nobody drinks.
no. And then after New Year's, everybody's kind of trying to do their New Year's resolutions, and then it's real quiet. But I like it anyway. Yes, avoid speculative news topics. Yep, yep, yep. Happy birthday. Whose birthday is it?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's Grant.
Mhm.
It's Grant's. Happy birthday, Grant. And anybody else? Capricorn. Grant.
Happy
Garnet.
birthday.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I was like, okay, who's
Sorry,
Grant?
Garnet. I know. Capricorn's birthstone is Garnet. I should have just kept that in my mind.
There's so many cool things, and it's just going to kind of unfold, right? Everything's just going to unfold, and it's all divine timing. It's all spirit. I would just, what we always say: follow your heart. Go inside to follow your true north node, because that's where you are destined to go. You
Yeah.
listening to your guidance, you're not gonna go wrong. It's been heavy though, and I know that, I I for one am still feeling heavy, so I take more time alone, and I'm starting to get frustrated because it's been like, well, I've been in this house, I stay home, I don't go anywhere except to the store, but I don't want to. Like, it's just not time. I'll know when it's time to move on. But for now, uh, Diane and I have a lot of work to do this year. Plus, we want to. we are talking about doing a basic astrology course, that is like a Zoom thing for free or by donation or whatever. We
Yeah.
haven't quite decided that because there's so much going on, and I'd say, well, we're going to be together on the 11th when the nodes change. The 13th is the full moon in Cancer. And don't forget, while we're in Cancer, we're in Capricorn season, right? This is where the sun is in Capricorn. Well, where the Earth is in Cancer. So, that's kind of bringing up a lot of that feels and stability, safety, security, you know, and that's why Capricorn works so hard because we are trying to create our own safety and security to continue creating going forward. So there's a lot going on. Is there anything else you wanted to hit on before we
No,
see
I just wish
the
that everybody has a fabulous new year, is able to let go of the things that still haunt you, all of us, me included,
Yes.
you know.
Aw, thank you, Leah.
Okay, Leah, we will.
Really, I mean, it's gonna, I do see it as like this is kind of this we've hit the tipping point. We're on the other side of it. It's
Hmm.
just a very slow go. It doesn't mean that we're gonna stay mired in the density that we've been in the last 4 years. So this is an excellent new year to create intentions, do ceremony, call it in, call what your heart is asking you to call in. You know,
Yeah.
there's so much change coming up for us these next 2 years, and we haven't been through this before, and we say that a lot too. So this is why we come in and we hang out together, and we can vibe off each other and see how we're doing. Um, We love you all very much. Did
Yeah.
we, did we hit
Merry Christmas.
everything? Just let me make sure we hit everything. Oh my goodness. I always, every time I end, I'm like, dang it, I didn't say this. Oh, and then we're going into a 9 year. So
Oh,
this,
yeah, there you go.
yeah.
We are going into a 9 year.
So what does this nine mean? The nine is completion, right? And, it's got a lot of other things going on. Oh, was a good one too. This is okay. We're cultivating this, we're preparing the new soil where we're planting our seeds going into the next year. Prepare your soil. You want to have that nice, beautiful, you
Right?
know, smells delicious
There's
soil.
I'm having a warming trend right now. Depending on today was extremely wet, so I couldn't, but I was thinking, well, God, when I lived in Virginia, this is the time of the year that we'd have this little thaw and Matt would go out and fertilize the lawn.
Hmm.
Go fertilize my dandelion patch.
Yeah, and that's it. That's that Cancer Earth, right? You can't, they, new moon, but that Cancer loves to, fertilize where they're safe and secure at. This is a
Yeah.
big thing going forward for all of us. And that Pale Athena was Crone's wisdom. What else we got? January 6th. January 6th is when Mars starts going retrograde Cancer. So that's going to be a whole new learning thing.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and we're creating new connections, new ethics, new beliefs, new culture, new lore, new ideas. I mean, we really are. This is like we're reinventing how to be, not only individually but as a society. Um, that's going to play out over the years, but this is the building blocks of that. That there's a foundation to that too, not only our personal foundation. Uh, all right, I think I hit it all. I don't know. And don't forget, it's the black moon. That black moon is all magic,
Sure.
transformation.
It's
Call
a,
it in.
if we're talking about planting season, right? Now's a good
Mhm.
time to start germinating some of those seeds, cleaning them out, the ones that are bad, the ones that look dead, the ones that look like maybe they're diseased.
Yeah.
Sort them out from the regular patch and then prepare and start germinating, because before too long, February will be here and it'll be time to start your indoor crops, so you have nice big bushy tomatoes to put into the ground rather than little sprigs that will be subject to the weather, the
Hi,
drought.
Sharon Foster.
Hey, hey.
MLR, how are you? Yeah. Oh, walked by a seed bank today. Someone put out in front of their house. Oh, that is so cool, in front of their homestead.
That's
Oh, I
awesome.
love that, and that's perfect, right?
Yep.
Because there was a. Let me. We are. I've said this many times. We've said this. We're letting go of our old
Oh,
identity.
man.
We're
I
recreating
never thought of doing
new.
that. I don't get much traffic here, but I bet just doing that, if I went, like sometimes I take my tarot cards that don't resonate with me and I've just got too many, so I take them and I give them to the park, which opens up on January 1st. Yay, 8 a.m. January 1, back to walking at Big 7. Anyway, I could do that with seeds. All my extra seeds, put them on that same picnic table that I put my uh, used tarot decks.
See, I mean, there's so many different things we could do. Look at all these beautiful ideas coming up. On January 20th is the sun enters Aquarius. Okay,
Uh-huh.
on the 21st, the sun and Pluto will be at 1 degree Aquarius conjunct.
Yep.
So that is a powerful day. That will be a powerful day. The 25th, I think, is when we have the all planets aligned, something like that. I'm not sure about that. Seeds are coming, but you're the seed too, and we plant the seeds of what we want to grow in our lives. Not just in our gardens. We are our garden, right? What was the name of that? Sound Garden. And I'm getting a band in my head,
Oh, yes.
but
Yes. Chris
it,
Cornell.
yeah, my God, Chris Cornell. Anyway, whew, we
I
are
know.
next year. We are assessing. This was another thing that came up. What is real? Yeah, okay, we're already with the media and all the junk, and we can't tell what's real, what's not. We, how we determine what's real to us is by how we feel. Does it resonate with our heart? Is it sound true to you? We pull cards, we do pendulums, so we all get to explore these answers in other ways. Yeah, wow, Sun and Pluto, Joji. Yeah, it's going to be a powerful day, the 21st.
Oh, yeah.
So, so
I'm
we're going to
I'm
need,
looking at it now.
yeah,
There is a gorgeous grand trine in the sky
yeah, water, isn't
in
it?
Earth.
Earth?
Earth, 29 degrees on the south node in Virgo and 29 degrees of the vertex. And then, of course, you can cattywampus that Aquarius stuff. And then we've got Uranus at 23 degrees of Taurus and Sedna at 0 degrees of Gemini. So they hit. Yeah. Up, 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 up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I see. I just take this stuff a week at a time. There's so much going on within a week.
Yeah.
It's like, whew. And now I know a lot of people have their, I mean, I know things
There's
are
the top of
changing.
a kite, but it's not attached to the grand trine, the Earth grand trine.
Mm, 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 mm.
It
I don't know.
is.
And we are going in. We are going
Ooh.
into the rise of the people. People are done being puppets.
Yeah.
We're done.
Going first forward. We're done.
Yeah. And we're going to have Mercury entering Capricorn pretty soon. So that's going to help us with this Capricorn energy. I think it's a couple of days from now where, okay, now you're going to start, okay, what would be, and take it easy on yourself. Grace and ease, always grace and ease. What would be my next best step? You know, that Mercury in Capricorn is going to line you up to the right part of the path, following your heart. There's just so much cool stuff going on. It's just a beautiful time to be alive. This is epic. We're history in the making, and we're the ones creating the new,
Right.
recreating ourselves, creating this new world. So just keep that in mind and dream big, right? We've
Yeah.
got so much available to us. Well, I don't want to keep you guys much longer. We love you.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh,
In life chance, it might bright up the sky. There are two suns in the sky.
mm-hmm. Shit's crazy out there, man. I don't even know what's good with drones. We got all kinds of orbs. We got ETs. You got everything you can think of. Things are going on. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just eh, we are definitely living in interesting times. Yeah.
Freeze.
Oh, I love that, Maria. I plant
Rest
seeds.
his head on a pillow made of concrete again. I can't
Mm.
get Pearl Jam out of my head either.
I had a Neil Young day yesterday. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling
Yeah.
you
And I
what,
had a Counting Crows day.
I had
And
like
then, of course, I went down a Bob
hurricane.
Dylan rabbit hole.
Oh man, I had
And
a
then I
big
just put
release
some
day.
goth on. It's like some headbanging deaf music.
Man, I stopped after that. It's like, oh my God, okay. So, but it was interesting because those songs that I used to listen to as a teenager would
Oh,
rip my soul out of my body. But then yesterday, even though I felt for that teenager, I didn't feel my soul being ripped out of my body. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
because
So
now you you're both the same age now.
we finally caught up to each other. Oh my gosh.
Well, Neil
What
Young and
a-
you are the same age now. You've reached that point. He
Oh
stopped
my goodness.
aging. He's just
Yeah.
sitting there
He, and he shouldn't be, right?
on a
By
group W
all
bench.
yeah, by everything, like it's like Keith Richards. You shouldn't be alive, but he is.
Right?
It's interesting. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. Well, we love you and we wish you a beautiful new. Don't forget to do some sort of ceremony for yourself. New moon in
Yep.
Capricorn.
Cinnamon
Tomorrow
in the
is
door.
New Year's Eve. And we'll both be on Allie's channel tomorrow night. We're having a New Year's Eve get together. So we're going to
Yep.
see you all there tomorrow night for sure. And then New Year's Day, take your time. Grace and ease. Remember, grace and ease. And be the love you are. We love you so much. And we're so grateful that you come and hang out with us. It really makes our day. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye guys.
Bye.
Love you. Maybe